Hey everyone, and welcome to Enginomics, a series I'm doing on the crossroads of engineering and finance. I'm Hank, and I want to start this video off with a question. What do you think of when you picture the American dream? Is it sitting on your porch with a nice cold beer? Is it going to church every Sunday? Or is it just driving a big truck? For many people, that's what they think of when they picture it. But what if I told you that one of those is undermining your finance and making you broke? The 401k is the gold standard for pre-tax retirement accounts. And if none of those words make sense, don't worry, let's break it down. Pre-tax means that the money going into that account is coming out before you pay taxes. That means when you get a paycheck, they'll take a little bit of money off at the top and put it right in your retirement account. As a result, your taxable income goes down. And that doesn't even get into employer contributions. Traditionally, employers incentivize people to save by matching their 401k contributions up to around 4%. This means for every dollar you put in, your employer's also putting in a dollar. That's free money. And for people like me who's just starting out their financial journey, it's a huge step in the right direction. But for the average American, they don't start thinking about retirement until their 40s or even their 50s. That means sacrifices need to be made, and it's crunch time. On average, people start retirement with around $100,000 in their account. But spread that over decades of retirement, and the costs add up. Remember, retirement's not cheap. When you factor in increased care, medical expenses, inflation, and living expenses, you'll arrive at a pretty grim conclusion. The average person just isn't ready for retirement. Enter the Ford F150, the best-selling automobile in America. Starting at over $28,000, the Ford F-150 seems like a run-of-the-mill transportation solution. That is until you factor in the add-ons, and boy are there add-ons. Super Crew cab, extended bed, power tailgate, off-road package, power boost engine upgrade, and you have a $50,000 to $77,000 machine. Here lies the crux. This wouldn't be a problem if the best-selling automobile weren't the cost of a base model Corvette. The 40s and 50s are often peak earning years for individuals, and ironically, this is the time that they buy the vehicles. The Federal Reserve says the average age of a new car owner is 53 years old. That's right in that retirement age. While you may be experiencing the highest salary of your life, it's important to remember that the grass won't always be so green. Retirement's coming, and you need to save. If you're not convinced to think at least twice before purchasing one of these machines, remember that automobiles are depreciating assets. This means that they lose value the longer that you have them for. As an example, think about buying $100 worth of bananas versus $100 of gold. And for the record, I'm not saying that you should buy gold. That's a bad investment. But for this example, say you wait a month. After a month, your pile of bananas has reduced itself to a pile of brown sludge, while the gold is relatively unchanged. When it comes to trucks and other cars, they fall more on the scale of bananas than they do on gold. They just don't last that long. In fact, cars are thought to be some of the most depreciating assets ever. In the first year alone, it said that cars lose 20% of their value and 60% after 5 years. That's terrible. Therefore, spending the equivalent of 1 year's salary on a brand new truck might not be the best idea, especially if you're thinking about retirement and have doubts about your 401k or the other retirement account. But don't let this analysis get you up in arms about the Ford Motor Company. It's not their fault. Yes, the top-selling car in America is the Ford F-150, but the second is the Ram Truck Series, and the third is the Chevy Silverado. This problem goes way deeper than you'd think. I'd like to think America has a new truck syndrome. To clarify, I'm not making this video for people who can either afford it or have a genuine use for a truck that large. I'm just concerned about the average Joe who's seeing these commercials every Sunday and are enticed by these seemingly great offers that actually are in their worst interest. You know the ones.
One for you and one for me.
I love it.
Oh, actually, that was supposed to be for me.
I love it.
I like red.
I hate this commercial so much. Why would you go behind your spouse's back to buy 2 brand new vehicles? Like I said before, they lose 20% of their value the second you drive it off the lot. It's just a terrible idea all around. But here are my closing thoughts. The average American isn't putting nearly enough towards retirement, and the automotive industry, well, they're doing nothing to help them. When's the last time you entered a dealership and weren't upsold on the newest infotainment system or 4-wheel drive? The truth is, Americans have a pretty toxic relationship with automobiles, but it doesn't have to be that way. By seeking out advice before you walk in the dealership, you're putting your financial future in your own hands. Here's my advice about buying cars. Look at your finances. How much are you willing to spend? And how much are you willing to spend on, say, repairs, insurance, or fuel? If a fender bender occurred, would you be able to pay for the damages, or would you be taking out a second mortgage? If so, my second point is to look at used cars. There's a lot of great resources out there to help you do that. Kelley Blue Book can help you get a ballpark estimate for any used vehicle. At the end of the day, a $15,000 used car or truck is probably still going to get you from point A to point B. Plus, you can allocate the rest of that money in a tax-free retirement account, such as a Roth IRA or a 401k. The truth is, financial independence and a secure retirement account can bring a lot more peace of mind than a brand new truck. And remember, your dream car, it doesn't have to be a new car. I just want to have a huge thanks to Ben Carlson and his blog, A Wealth of Common Sense. It was the inspiration for this video, and you should definitely go read his article on the same subject. I'll link it in the video description down below. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share it. If you want more of this content in the future, consider subscribing as well. And leave a comment if you want to continue the conversation. I'll try to be down there answering as many questions as possible. Thanks.